All right. Just to recap on that hurricane, if conditions are right, I think it might make landfall and then ride the whole East Coast all the way up, push all the way up. They're saying we might even get some rain out of it. Yeah, that could be worse than what they think because the conditions right now with that cold front coming down, pushing all that hot air and everything down south, it's feeding probably. But let's take a look here real quick. Oh, I am editing another video as I'm making this video. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it goes to audio so I can use the audio. All right. Now all I got to do is add music to that. But let's take a look here. They're thinking now that it might be stronger than what they're saying when it hits Florida. And the weather, it's all warm down there. This thing might come onto land, spawn all kinds of tornadoes, flooding, high winds, and just ride right up the East Coast, possibly all the way up into Boston, Massachusetts. We'll see. It is getting big. We'll see what happens once it hits that water. They're saying by tomorrow, by 2 o'clock, 130-mile-an-hour winds. And a Category 4 Wednesday, Category 4. And just before it hits landfall, it drops to a 1. But with the weather and everything that's going on, I don't see it dropping any strength. It's all warm water. It might hook and go right out back into the sea, build again, feed, become a living organism, and then ride it right up to the East Coast, just causing massive amounts of damage. Who knows? But it's definitely going to hit. What's the power going to be? I don't know. Some people are saying possibly a Category 5 when it hits, or at least a Category 4 when it hits, but building because the conditions are right. Yeah. It's ugly. It's definitely we'll see by tomorrow. Once it gets into open water, usually they feed. So coming right out of the Gulf there, the Cayman Islands, once it gets over Cuba, it's open water. I don't know. We'll see. Not unless something dramatic happens up north and it brings down some cooler air and breaks it up. But I don't think so. They're thinking it's going to hit Clearwater area, Tampa, all them areas up there, Jacksonville. Yeah. Well, hopefully people prepare and take precautions, and yeah, it's a big one. It's getting bigger. I mean, it could be a lot bigger, but they're probably already seeing down there at the tip of Florida. They're probably already seeing storms and possibly tornadoes, high winds. and it hasn't even hit landfall yet. Probably down there in Miami. They'll be feeling it here pretty soon. It looks like they're just starting to get hit with storms. Well, man, I don't know. Hopefully, national disaster teams are ready, and National Guard and everybody. And hopefully, some people pulled out. And this is how people stay behind, because they can only forecast so much. The forecast models are showing that it weakens before it hits landfall. But why it's out as a category 4, all of Florida is pretty much already covered with clouds and storms and tornadoes and whatever. So it hasn't even made landfall, and they're probably going to get high winds and stuff like that. Why it's a category 4. And I'll tell you what, I think it's sucking down. We just had that one hurricane come through here, and it feels like it's just spinning around up here up north, feeding, pulling other storms into it. And yeah, that's what this hurricane can do once it gets so far to we could be getting rain and all kinds of stuff from it all the way up here up north. Get your rubber boots on. Get your rubber boots on. Be safe. Oh, I did get something pretty good. From the garden. What do you think of these? Look at the size of these habaneros. Out of the garden. Habaneros. And I got a Sweetwater book to look at. ProGare. Sweetwater. All right, folks, be safe. Keep making content. Us small channels, we'll keep going on making content. And you know what? It was just sunny out. Actually warmed up, but I'll be danged. If you pull up the forecast up here in the north, it's just coming down. It's just spinning around. It's clouds, then sun, then rain, clouds, rain. It's just hit and miss storms. I guess this is supposed to go on for a couple days, so I don't know. All right. You folks have a good night. Be safe. Keep an eye on the weather.